The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guest do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the network.
Hearts that listen. Sama-sama sa TLC.
Good evening, everyone. I am Coach Senas Kitanar, and with me tonight is my beautiful daughter Sandy, who's standing in for her dad tonight. Sandy.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you, Mom, for that very heartwarming introduction.
And we are here, of course, on Choose Family Tuesday. So tonight we are going to talk about coming home for Christmas. No? So first of all, Sandy, help me define what is home.
Personally, I define home. Some people, when they think of home, it's always a house. You know, dapat meron talagang roof, there's a door, there's windows. But personally, I believe that home is not always a house. It could be a group of people, it could be your family, it could be your friends na you feel comfortable with and your heart feels at peace. That's home for you.
Wow, parang kanta lang, Sans.
Yes, actually. Sana yung mga line-up ng kanta na may home, Mother Dear.
Yeah, I remember, ano yun? Dionne Warwick ba yun?
I think so, yeah. That one.
Or Diana Ross. I think that's Diana Ross. And then there's a Diana Ross.
Diana Ross.
Yes, and Barbara Streisand also has a version of that. No? And you know the line goes, "When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing."
Oh, deep.
Deep, yeah. And also there's no hindi pala, yun palang, yung isa pala Diana Ross. Tapos may home din yung ano title nun?
I'm not sure.
There's this song that,
oh my God.
there's also this song that goes, there's a line there that goes, a house is not a home, but when there's no one there to hold you tight and no one there to kiss you goodnight. Oh, grabe! Grabe, di ba?
To add to that, I remember na when I was transferred back to Iloilo, so medyo homesick ako eh. 1 week pa lang yun. So I remember sa Spotify ako nung sumiiyak-iyak ako. Tapos yung kanta ni Michael Bublé. So, the line goes na maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. And I wanna go home. So, yun na yun. 1 week pa lang, I wanna go home. I wanna go home. So, yun.
Yeah, so maybe our friends on the on FB Live, no? So if you can just chat on the chat box, tell us, no? Let us know what to you is home. Meron ka agad comment, oh. May number 1 fan dito. Sino ito, Sans? This is
Hi,
Mikhail,
Doc.
no?
Yes, good evening, Coach Senas and Sandy. Good evening, Doc. Thank you for joining in all the way from Aklan.
Diba?
Aklan
Yes,
Aklan. He's
Alright.
home in Aklan.
And of course, Coach Loretta, who has always made us feel at home, no?
Yeah.
She's saying, good evening, Coach Senas and Sandy. Ay, gusto ko yan. Both are so pretty. No? Yes. And, eto, absent today. Sabi ni Coach Sisoy, hi, beautiful. Dad, kulang ng S. Dalawa kami.
Walang daw
Choose Family Tuesday host. Hi, Dad. Yes. All right. So actually, the topic tonight is coming home for Christmas. So before we go deep into that, let us allow us to tell you of our experience, our journey home this week. It was really such a challenge. Ikaw mauna,
So,
Sans.
ako muna mauna kasi mas una akong dumating. Diba? So actually, I had my ticket and my flight itinerary already a month before my flight. So I was supposed to go home December 16. So because ang daming changes, because there's a pandemic, diba? So nagka-cancel kasi everyone has to go through Manila pa, hindi pa direct flight. So a few days before my flight, nagchichika-chika na yung mga friends ko. Sabi nga, Chance, alam mo, may bagyo na parating. Oh my God, seriously? Yun yung reaction ko talaga. May bagyo. Tapos, hindi yan. Baka sa Christmas pa talaga yan. So, I didn't think anything of it. So, nung the day na I was supposed to leave, sige ako update sa PAL, baka kasi ma-cancel yung flight. When I got to the airport, thank God, nakadating ako ng Manila. But when I was in Manila, alam yung fear, mom, na sunod-sunod na, okay, canceled flights, canceled sa Cagayan, sa Dumaguete, and then everyone was leaving the airport. So, konti na lang kami naiwan. And I'm like, I can't get stuck here in Manila. I don't want to spend Christmas in Manila, di ba? Iniipon ko yung vacation leave ko para makauwi. Tapos, dito ako papasko. So, buti na lang, no? Fortunately for us, na the bagyo did not get here, did not affect us na super bad, unlike our family and friends in Cebu or in Surigao or in other parts of the Philippines. But ang takot doon was grabe yung turbulence and grabe yung wind. So, alam mo yung feeling na I've always been an anxious flyer, ma'am. Alam mo yan, umiiyak-iyak talaga ako pag take off and landing. So, in the middle of the flight, alam mo yung super ganun na yung plane. So, nag-rosary na ako, ma. Oh my God, Hail Mary, gumagano'n na ako. And I could hear the children sa likod screaming, wee!
Enjoy na enjoy sila sa flight.
Like, naka-roller coaster sila. And it's like, oh my God, if I die, yun yung last year,
Sound
thing
that
I
you'll
hear.
At least
Children
happy.
screaming.
At least they're happy. No?
Yeah, but buti na lang, magaling yung pilot namin. We got home safe.
Yes.
We got home safe. So yun, super stressful talaga siya. Again, I was so excited to go home, and I didn't think I'd get home on time.
But you did.
Yes, I did. Blessed ako. Love ako ni Lord na
Yes.
safe ako. And I got here na dala ko pa din yung pasalubong ko. Yun lang yun naman akin. Madami akong pasalubong dala. So ikaw, mom, ikaw naman yung super stressful.
Kasi ikaw, no, a few days before her flight kasi, she was texting me already and she was saying, pag ako hindi makaalis, pag I will get stranded here, I will really cry. But she was already crying actually because, you know, we haven't seen each other for 8 months already. 10 months already, no? So, much as she would have wanted to come home in between, no, she could not because Iloilo was in lockdown and all. So, so yun ang sinasabi niya, inipon niya yung mga leaves niya para mas mahaba-haba naman yung visit. No?
Malakas kayo sa akin. Inipon talaga lahat ng leave.
Of course.
So, I remember mentioning, mom, pa-joke ko sa mga doktor ko, so to my clients na, pag hindi ako umuwi, i-disown ako ng nanay ko. Ginaganon ko para lang at least.
Ako ba?
Oo. I-disown ako ng nanay ko 10 months na ako, hindi na ako uuwi. Huwag na lang ako umuwi. Yun ang sabi ko. But,
Yes.
buti na lang.
Because it's for us, no, and I think it's really a tradition for us Filipinos. It's really very important to come home, especially for Christmas, no, because there are traditions and things that we are used to, no, doing Christmas and during Christmas, and this would mean nothing if not being done at home or done with your family, no. So that's why we do everything talaga to come home.
Actually, I want to add to that. I noticed not a lot of people actually go home on Christmas. Most of them, iniipon nila for New Year's.
New Year's.
So it's either Christmas or New Year's.
Yes.
And fortunately enough, for some people, kaya nila na from Christmas to New Year.
Yes,
So,
no?
ganon.
Or maybe you know who are watching us tonight, you can also chat on the chat box. It's either you define what to you is home, or you can also share what your family traditions are for Christmas.
Or for New Year's.
Yes.
So guys, share lang kayo dyan para at least when we see it or other people joining into our live tonight, they can capture din or may ma-pick up sila ng mga traditions nga they will include into their into the next nga mga holidays to come.
Yes. No, so actually earlier today we had a meeting, Sans, no, and the question also was, what is one family tradition that you would always be, you always practice it year on year? And it was so funny because one of the participants actually said, watch Die Hard until 12 o'clock.
Oh my God.
So, di ba, whatever the significance of the movie is, it actually brings them together. No, they sit down in front of the TV and watch Die Hard and wait for 12 o'clock to come. Diba?
So unconventional, but it's a tradition for them. So
Yes.
actually, if I may share, Mom, what we do kasi at home is, before nung bata pa, di ba, super excited. Kasi, oh my God, 12 midnight, di ba? Bata, no? May mga, what do you call that, the time that you sleep? What time is your bedtime? Yeah, your bedtime. I forgot. Your bedtime is supposed to be like 9, di ba? So, as a kid, oh my God, I get to stay up all night. And at by 12, you get to open gifts. So, we used to do this before. Pero ngayon parang na-realize namin, oh my God, sleep is so, good. I will not sacrifice my sleep, especially as adults, di ba? Alam na yan. So, what we do is, we have Christmas Eve, mga lunch, and then we go to Mass, and then we have dinner para to salubong Christmas.
Yes.
And then after that, we sleep. And then in the morning, we have our late lunch. And then we have family coming in from the province. Punta sila dito. And then we open gifts. We open our gifts. We take our photos.
Yes,
And then,
family photo.
yearly family photos around the Christmas tree. And then after, we go out to SM. So that's the tradition that we have. And we go to SM, ikot-ikot lang, and then take photos sa Christmas tree. So, that's something na siguro looking back at it, that's what we usually do. That's what we always do.
So, Sans, allow me to tell you about my journey home.
Yes, Mom.
I
Your
never
harrowing
thought that saying I'm home can be so heartwarming and so exhilarating, an exhilarating feeling, no? Kasi actually, I got caught in the storm, no, last week, no, in Cebu. No, I was on a business trip, and the evening of the 16th, I was alone in my hotel room, no, and there were glass windows, no, so my biggest fear then was something would hit the windows, tapos, di ba, break siya, and I would get injured. So, ang ginawa ko, I stayed between the space, no? The space where there's the wall and the bed. So, there's a small space there. So, niligay ko yung foam dyan and I covered myself with a blanket.
Actually,
But,
she called us, nag-video chat kami. Where are you? Like, you're not on the bed. You know where I am? That's the bed. That's the window. Nagtatago pa siya dun sa side.
yeah, it was really scary, Sans. It is, it's looking back now, I realized that it must be one of the scariest experiences I had in my life, no? Actually, because yun nga, no, when the wind kasi hits, it sounded like there are bombs exploding outside. So, but it was dark, right? So, and it went on, and I was just so scared to stand up kasi inisip ko nga na mag-break yung glass window. So, gumagapang-gapang ako around the room. No, I crawled towards my things. Kinuha ko yung bag ko, nilagay ko yung mga gadgets ko, yung phones ko, yung power bank. No, tapos gapang naman ako sa cabinet. Kinuha ko yung hotel na bathrobe. Tapos gapang ako sa ref. Kinuha ko yung mga baon ko na food, yung mga chichirya, chocolates, water. And then I ran outside and went down to the ballroom where the other guests are. And we stayed there until the typhoon died down. But that was just the beginning, because the following day we were told that the radar sa airport got destroyed, got ruined, no, in the devastation of the storm. So that meant kailangan nila i-cancel yung mga flights in Friday and Saturday going out of Cebu, and my flight was Sunday. So I was really just praying, Lord, please get me home, because if I don't get on that flight, then the next available flight should be like Christmas or after Christmas, because ang daming nasa stranded, di ba? So they'd like to get on the first available flight. So I'd be, kailangan ako makipag laban doon para to get on those flights, no? But
Bisaya pa na si Kuhanay, ka dito ba?
yeah. So, but Saturday night, they were really telling me hindi sure that I will fly out. But ginawa ko, nag-pack na ako, sans, no? Inayos ko na yung bag ko, and binibiro-biro nga ako ng kapatid ko. Sabi, bakit? Makakalipad ka ba flying out of Cebu? And I was saying, yes, positive thinking lang talaga.
Manifestation. You manifest it. I'm already on plane. Char.
And while I was preparing, I had that self-talk, and I was really telling myself, you're going on that flight, tomorrow. And then, naghanap pa ako ng kakampisan. Sabi ko, di ba Lord, I'm going on that flight tomorrow. And right, the following day, parang normal flight lang ang pupuntahan ko. I went early, yung ganyan. But when I got to the airport, almost to the airport terminal, walang tao sa roads. So feeling ko, maka-cancel siguro ang flight. So sabi ko sa auntie mo, sabi ko, baka walang flight nga. But the card was saying, merong flight. But when we got to the terminal, that was where the chaos started. I saw the chaos talaga. So, sobrang daming tao. As in, parang can you imagine yung last flight out of Afghanistan? Ganun ang feeling ko. That everybody just wanted to get out of Cebu. No, and the reason being, the reason why people just wanted to leave, not just because they wanted to get home for Christmas, but it's because Cebu right now is really devastated. Really, really devastated, no? So, ang daming property damage and all. Thankfully, wala masyadong mga casualties, no? But it's really more of damage to properties, no? Basic needs like water and food, they have to queue up for that. Gasoline, they have to queue up for that for hours.
And not only Cebu, mom, like I heard Surigao, also spaces in Southern Leyte, also somewhere in Negros.
Yes.
Also, yun nga, you're not really sure what's happening there, but you know nga they're really hit good by the by the typhoon.
And so with that thought, I said, I really need to fly out of Cebu so that I will not be an added burden to your aunties there, right? Because they would have to worry about me getting my food, my water, and all that stuff. I don't want to add to that. No? So, yeah. And we stood for 6 to 7 hours in the airport waiting for the flight to open. And when we checked in, actually, we waited another 4 hours. Pero sabi ko talaga, Lord, okay lang. Okay lang talaga, Lord, na ma-delay ako. No? Because my flight was supposed to leave at 2. But we boarded at 4. Sabi ko, Lord, okay lang talaga na ma-delay ako. Basta makauwi lang ako. And I got home.
She got delayed. But she got home.
I got
Delayed
home.
lang. Actually, that's what we were talking about, Mama. Before I went on my flight, I told Mom, sabi ko, I was driving then, I was talking to her, Ma, I prayed na, Lord, lakas ako sa'yo, di ba? Ginanon ko na si Lord. Specify ko talaga na, my flight is on December 16. I really want to go home. Please don't cancel my flight. I want to go home on December 16. Like, specified na ba talaga dapat? Makakauwi ka. Pero baka sabihin ni Lord, makakauwi ka pero Christmas Day pa or New Year pa. Oh, Lord, 16 ha? Okay ha? Ganon.
So, diba? So may kakampi tayo, diba?
Kakampi, dapat lakas tayo kay Lord.
And that morning when I was like, because the signal in the airport in Cebu was very little or to none. As in talaga, halos aakyat ka somewhere and you do that. But swerteng may lumusot na message from your dad, and your dad was saying, Love, inoffer ko yung mask kanina sa Misa de Gallo. Inoffer ko yon para makauwi ka.
Lakas po si Daddy kay Lord.
Malakas din ang pagkamis niya.
Yes.
So ayan, so we're just very happy that we're home, but our heart is also really, worried. We're really, really worried about our friends and relatives, back in Cebu, and for those also in other areas of Mindanao and some in the Visayas because of what they're going through right now. Before we continue, Sans, we have a lot of messages already in the chat group, chat box. Maybe yes, there. See, thank you, Jel. Doc Arwen, good morning. Good evening, Doc Arwen. Hello. Yes, magkamukha talaga. This is Sandy po. Yes, and Doc is saying, home is where your heart is. Yeah. So, nandito talaga yung heart mo sa Davao Sans.
Pero ako, di ba?
Yes. Ayan. So,
Paano yung Daddy saying, paano yung tinamaan ng bagyo? Wala na silang home. That's right, Coach Sisoy. Awkward, Coach Sisoy, Dad. Oo, di ba? Like I mentioned before, home is not always a place or a house, di ba? It could be the people that you are with. But understandably, since there is not only a pandemic, but there is also the effects of the super typhoon, ang sad lang talaga na the Christmas plans or the holiday plans that we have, medyo na stop, na delay, na cancel, or topsy-turvy talaga
Na-derail.
siya. Yeah, na-derail talaga siya.
yes. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
No? And yes, Doc Mike is also saying, this will be my 7th year spending Christmas and New Year na nasa work. Call of Duty. Happy to serve the Filipino people. Grabe, parang politiko.
Tatakbo sa ako yan. So that's one thing I'd like to mention lang din. There are
Yes.
people na they cannot go home for
Yes,
Christmas or
yes.
for holidays because they have work. They cannot apply their leave or for whatever reason, hindi lang talaga possible.
Yes.
And our heart goes out to you. And we know na kahit na you are not with your family, you have your Christmas traditions, you have your holiday traditions, and you can find ways to be with them. So like
Stay
what
in
we've
touch,
yes,
yes.
like what we've been doing during the pandemic, parang left and right messenger calls with the family or so Zoom meetings na lang.
Yes.
So in spirit ang presence natin with our families.
Yes.
So next we
Coach
have
Loretta is saying, thank God both of you are safe. Yes, talaga. We are so relieved and so thankful for that. Yes, Merry Christmas. Yes, 4 more days to go. Christmas na.
Yes.
No, so that's why we really need to be home, right?
So Coach Loretta is saying, praying and asking help for those who are affected by typhoon or that. So
Yes.
I'd like to mention lang din, Mom, nga for those people nga they really want to help and their hearts are open, but they don't know where to go or who to send the money to. So actually, if you just scroll down on Facebook or
Ang dami,
Instagram,
yeah.
there are a lot of people, I'd say, not only the government officials, not only people of power, but actually private individuals, mama, they're raising the funds. And they are offering themselves na, may kilala ko sa Siargao, may kilala ko sa Cebu, or whatever place. You can send the money here, or you can send us in kind, something in kind, and then we'll give it to them, and everything is accounted for. And it's
Yes.
just really heartwarming to see that everybody is working hand in hand, especially that it's almost Christmas, diba? So that's not only the home that we have, it's also sa community talaga. Yes.
Yeah, and Coach Loretta is saying, malamig sana ang Pasko ni Coach Sisoy.
Oo, hindi na hawig si Mother, malamig talaga.
Ayan, ikaw ba,
Si
Sam?
San. Sabi ni Coach Loretta, si San liwat yun sa papa o ma'am. Of course. Ang kagwapa. Ang kagwapa. Liwat yun as mama magpapa. Ang confidence din, di ba? Ganyan yan.
Yeah, so you were saying, we were mentioning earlier, Sans, di ba, na some people nga, no, do not have the luxury of being able to come home for Christmas, no? Not, number one, di ba, it actually started last year, no, yung pandemic, halos hindi tayo nakakita dun sa mga family natin when usually we would have family reunions, right? So, relax muna on the family reunions, di ba? But more importantly, even before pandemic, we have families who cannot be together because, a member is out of the country or away, no? For work, all right? And that actually is medyo difficult, no? And perhaps if you would have an experience, no, on that, then maybe you can also share. And how do you celebrate Christmas, even if you are away, no, from each other, no? Because as you were saying, Sans, diba, home is actually not just a place, no? It is actually that feeling also of being of belonging, the feeling of safety also.
Peace ka.
Yes.
Yun, when you get there, even if it's not place, if it's with people,
Yeah,
you
home
feel-
can be a person too, right?
You feel secure.
Yes.
Ano na,
Oo.
ito pala yung feeling, parang Nandiyan kayo, nakakatulog ako na mahimbing. Yun yung feeling.
Yes, no? So, yan. So, like, di ba, like when you say, I really feel at home with this group of people. So that means you're comfortable with them. You can be yourself, no? It's a perfect place to be in, and it's a perfect place to be imperfect. You can just be yourself. All right? No? Okay, so yeah, perhaps we can okay, read one more comment from the chat group, chat box, right? Okay. Okay, sige, let's continue, Sans, no? So, okay, so we were actually mentioning, no, and talking about the typhoon, no, that recently happened, the Typhoon Odette. And it yes, it has actually destroyed, no, a lot of homes, no, a lot of houses, a lot of properties, no. And the Christmas of many families, no, across Visayas and Mindanao may be, cold, no, and very uncomfortable. And you who are watching right now, you can actually make a difference and make sure that even in the face of challenge, you can still do something, no, make a difference, no, and help them, help our the folks out there, no, in this very very trying times. And just to give you an idea, no, even drinking water. Drinking water is really a challenge. My friends, no, in our chat group, were actually saying, where can we find drinking water? Kasi we're down to our last liter, and it really breaks my heart. And when you go around the city, they're just queuing up for this basic goods.
And it's actually rationed by. Where I saw posts on Instagram, I saw stories na there are people who are selling water, and thankfully people hindi din nila overprice. But there's some talaga man are taking advantage of the situation. But thankfully nga meron pa talagang mga good hearts na they're just selling it at a very practical price. SRP pa din siya.
Yes.
And then yun nga nira-ration lang nila na okay,
Yes,
we
to
can
make
only
sure that everybody
per person or per family can only get a limited number of bottles para people in line can still get din. Ganun, you just distribute it and then don't worry, tomorrow we'll still have water. So, siguro din to add to that, if you are not capable to send money, you're not capable to help, to donate, ganyan, or to physically go there, what you can do is you can just share the posts, you can share the GCash ng mga numbers or whatever. Yeah. So that people in your friend list or people that you know who are capable to help through that, makakatulong talaga sila.
Sounds the good thing that came out of this disaster is that it actually brings out the good in people. No, you can really see your trust comes back now with humanity, right? You actually can observe people sharing, no? Wala naman din, although very scarce ang water, but hindi naman nagtutulakan, nagpipila naman talaga, no? And yun ang and for those who have actually they share, no? I know of a friend who lost her roof in the house, but since madami silang canned goods sa bahay. As in, madami talagang stocks because her husband is a manager of a consumer goods company, So, ayan, they just brought out the canned goods and just shared with their neighbors. Because they cannot buy food actually because the stores are closed, there's no electricity and all. It's really, really very difficult right now in Cebu.
Actually, I saw din there's this a house in Cebu. Medyo level up yung si owner naka-solar panels siya. So, thankfully, hindi na nadala ng hangin yung mga panels niya. And what he did was he opened his doors. And he's offering na free charging yung mga tao around the neighbors.
Even offices, schools are opening their doors, no? For people who would like to charge their gadgets so that they can get in touch with their loved ones outside Cebu and tell them we're safe, we're okay, and communicate also what they actually need, no? So yan then that can really help, no? So yan, and may mga houses then who actually have water supply,
Mm-mm.
no? So yung physical na
Poso.
pump,
Yeah.
pump, no? So yan, they actually opened also. So in the most difficult times, dalawa lang yan eh. It can bring out the best or the worst in you. And so far, I've seen the best pa naman din, no, when I left last Sunday.
So guys, if you have heartwarming stories that you heard or from personal accounts from people who are affected by the bagyo, guys, you can just share it sa ating chat box below para at least we can read it out loud and we can share the feeling of warmth and happiness na nagtutulungan talaga yung mga Pilipino. I like what they're saying, yung mga bangon Bisaya, bangon Cebu, right?
Yeah,
Oo.
bangon Vismin.
So even though hindi talaga 100% back to normal na talaga lahat because it's very devastated talaga yung area, no? I like na people are mas faster ang tulong,
To
faster
recover
ang
also.
recovery.
Yes.
Oo. Compared to siguro if this happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Medyo developed na
Mas mabilis
faster.
na siya. And then there's collaboration also from other cities. Yeah. Sas, I think we can pause for a minute or so that we can get some reminders in. Jel? A quick.
Saluhin ng biyaya bawat umaga. Daily ka po, 6:30 AM dito sa TLC.
Hello mga ka-TLC!
I am Ace Perez.
And I am Attorney Migs Nograles.
Please watch Ask Attorney Migs. It's an online show that talks about our everyday legal concerns.
Yes, and you can like our page and you can ask questions and we talk about your everyday situation. So we have cases to answer, mga PM nyo. We try to answer them. So get ready.
Every Monday sa TLC, 6:30 PM, Ask Attorney Migs.
Dito lang sa TLC. So let us get ready for
Bagong adlaw.
Bagong Hisgutanang Legal.
All right, we're back, Sans. No, and earlier we were talking about coming home for Christmas, and of course, the heartbreaking disaster that has happened in Vismin, particularly in Cebu and areas around Cebu in the past week. Huh? All right, so yes, no, if you would have extra, get in touch with the people who can actually help in Cebu. Marami po on Facebook, and what other
Marami on Instagram. Everywhere
as
actually you
well.
look, people
Yeah.
are mobilizing. Not only the big groups but also private individuals talaga. They are mobilizing to help people there.
Yes, and it's good to know, Sans, because I've been reading features on social media as well. Neighboring cities, are actually sending their personnel to help out in Cebu. Like mga electric companies are actually sending so that they can help, like from Davao, from Cotabato as well. They're sending their linemen to para mabilis yung pagbalik ng kuryente, and then of course yung the water also, I think they are targeting within 2 days yata mabalik na ang water, and that's very good news, because before, when we had a very bad typhoon also, it was Ruping in Cebu, Sans, I think about 1 month before water came back. So
When's Ruping?
way back when I was in college. Somewhere out there.
Hindi pa ako napag-isipan
Hindi pa. But it was very difficult. But we managed. Bumangon ang Cebu then, because Cebu was also the one which was badly hit, and people are resilient actually, So we can rise from this devastation actually, because nagtutulungan and it's very, very evident. All right. Do we have a comment? I think Coach Sisoy has a comment. Yeah, would you like to read that?
I'm blind. So sabi ni Dad, ni Coach Sisoy, before, because of COVID, takot tayo lumapit sa other people para tumulong. Now, everyone is reaching out to help. God gave us 2 hands, one to help ourselves, and to help other people. Ay, bongga. Words of wisdom from Coach Tisoy.
Yes, no, totoo naman talaga, no? And I think that is where, we can really express the true meaning of Christmas, right, Sans? Being able to reach out and really show love where it's really needed at this point, no? So, yan, no? So, we can, let's reach out to them. No, Sans. All right, so let's leave the typhoon for a while, no? And let's talk about traditions in Christmas, no? So ano ba bakit ba tayo umuuwi talaga for Christmas?
Actually, because sad. Personally, I feel it's really sad kasi I live in this apartment in Iloilo. And everybody's going home for Christmas. And I don't
Ikaw
want to
lang maiwan
spend it
doon.
alone there. Ako lang yung jingle bell doon. Tapos walang tao, right? So, I mean, that feeling din ba na even if it's just once a year, twice a year ka uuwi. At
But
least
what is
you
it
see-
about Christmas that you really look forward
Of course, the gifts.
yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you get caught up in all the hype, di ba? Na excite ka din to do your Christmas shopping. I love wrapping gifts.
Yes.
The wrapping of the gifts, the
No
personalized
matter what gift
touches.
that is, no?
Yeah, oo. I mean, I have this friend, si Ren. Actually, super love kasi siya ng family, do adopted yun si Ren sa amin. So, my sisters, they have like little trinkets and little gifts to give to her. And actually, she asked me to buy a few things in Iloilo. So, there's a bazaar kasi, so alam mo naman, basta bazaar, andyan si Sandy. So, she asked me to buy, like mga trinkets, mga abubuts. That's what she calls it, abubuts. So, even if she asked me to buy it, and she'll pay me later, sabi niya, Sans, can you just wrap it up for me? Like, individually, so I can pretend like I got a lot of gifts for Christmas, di ba? So, I'm like, I got you, fam. So, happy ako kasi I got to wrap up gifts. And when I give it to her, happy din ako kasi she gets to open gifts, di ba?
Yes.
So, although scripted siya,
Yeah.
it's just that feeling talaga na siguro as children, iba yung feeling na when you receive something, right?
It's one thing.
Yeah, but
when you give,
when you get older, as you mature, may pera na ako ngayon, para obligado na ako magbibigay ng gifts, di ba? Kasi may sweldo na ako. But it's not that. It's like, iba talaga yung feeling na you think of somebody,
yes.
and then you're like,
and you choose that
yeah,
gift for
this
that
person would like this. This person is asking for this. And then you get that for that person, you wrap it up and you give it to them. And when they open it in front of you, iba yung feeling, I made them smile. They're happy. Ganon. So, I have to do my Christmas shopping starting tomorrow kasi di pa ako nakastart. Para by Christmas, I get to see the reactions of my family.
But this year, it doesn't have to be that extravagant, right?
Yes. I mean, dapat, there's a lot of factors that we have to consider. Especially, the pandemic is still there, coronavirus is still there. We have to be careful with. And, as much as iba yung feeling pag may natatanggap, mas iba talaga yung feeling pag kumpleto yung pamilya na healthy.
Okay, so I'll take note of that.
May gift ka na! Nakapack na yung gift ko, diba?
No, but it's really nice now because when they were younger, when Sandy was younger, she would lead her sisters, and because they didn't have the budget to buy anything, so they made gifts for everybody, and it's really the thought of wrapping something that's really very, very enjoyable and exciting to them, so yeah. And so
when we open the gifts, what we do is yun yung talent ko. I like to host, I love to speak, ganyan. So basta Christmas, what I do is I'd get a chair and then I'd sit by the Christmas tree. And then when we had our baby, si Alexa, we'd ask her, okay, you're the assistant, ha? So I'd say, I get a gift, and I'd say, oh, okay, Merry Christmas to Senas from this person. Okay, that's nice. Okay, Alexa, give to mommy. So that's one of our Christmas traditions din. Na you make a show out of the giving of the gifts.
yes.
And then once you get your gift, you're not allowed to open it yet.
No, don't open
Yeah,
it.
you have
We will
to-
open together.
Yes. Dapat may obligatory na Christmas pictures muna na this is my gift, ganyan. And then sabay-sabay tayo mag-open ng gifts.
Mm-mm.
And then you take photos. And I remember si Carla, my cousin, she's abroad kasi. I don't think she spent Christmas in the Philippines for a long time. So basta Christmas, I sent her photos of the gifts that we opened, the mess. And one thing she said but that really stood out to me, sabi niya na, that's the best mess ever.
The
Yung Christmas wrappers,
Yes.
yung tape, yung ribbons all over the floor, right? It's like, it's a mess, but it's the best mess.
Gaby does not want to tear them.
Yeah,
She would like slowly open them.
Yeah. Yung gusto niya yung ganda ng wrapper, di ba? So, super methodic talaga yung pagka-open, di ba? Tapos pino-fold pa.
For us, actually, we all know now that we're adults. Now that you're an adult, right? You do know that Christmas is not just about giving the gifts, right? It is about giving, yes, but not just about gifts, right? So giving can be in the form of the time that you spend with a person, no, or listening to that person when he most needs it, right? And just as we were saying, no, we were talking about the material things, of gifts, no, but the gifts of presence, of friendship, are also very, very important during Christmas because, guys, there might be somebody out there, who may be at home but very, very lonely. Okay, so that may be it may be a good time, this holiday season, to reach out to somebody, because baka yung voice lang ang hinihintay nila na Christmas gift, yung voice mo ang hinihintay nila na Christmas gift this season.
Yung Merry Christmas mo lang, or yung I miss you, I love you,
how
yung
are you?
ganun na thoughts.
So we don't know what people are going through right now, and a lot of things has happened, especially in the past 2 years, right? A lot of heartaches, and of course we also had our wins, but most of the things that's been happening in the past 2 years have been very, very challenging. And Christmas, although I'd say every day, but the Christmas season is a very good time to reach out, to somebody, who might just be waiting for you. All right?
Yes.
Okay? Okay, so ikaw, Sans, ano pang mga Christmas traditions natin?
Actually, Christmas tradition lang namin is kasi every New Year, umuwi
Christmas.
New Year muna.
New Year,
New Year, umuwi yung yaya namin. So, yung tradition namin
is maghugas ng plato.
maghugas ng plato. Ako and the sisters, siblings, we take turns, we wash the dishes, somebody has to cook, and then, I remember, meron talaga yan siyang scheduling. So, by Christmas, we still have the yaya, so we help out, ganyan. But by the time that ate goes home, okay pa yan, the first 2 days, di ba? Very active pa yan, washing the dishes, organize. Starting Christmas, kasi di ba, ang daming niluto, ang daming prepared, so ang daming kalat, ang daming hugasin. So what we do is, nagpapabili na ako ng mga paper plates, mga paper cups, yung mga disposable, kasi
There was a time, like, in the middle of things now, she would actually shout, "Can you just stop eating? No more eating, no more cooking. I don't want to wash dishes anymore."
I mean, by the you cook, they cook, you wash dishes, by the time you're finish with the dishes, nagluluto na again for lunch, parang always na basa yung kamay. So what I did was, ako na magagasto, can you just buy paper plates na lang? So like, it's funny, but it's a holiday tradition that we do in the family.
Yes.
Yeah, the paper plates. Yun talaga yung story.
Remember the time when one Christmas that you guys actually asked for more toys, and I said no toys for you guys until you clean up your cabinet. So because inside the cabinets are a lot of stuffed toys that we have accumulated since they were very young. So what we did was we chose, they chose, I made them choose, saan dyan ang gusto nyo ibigay na mga toys. And we got a bag, a big plastic bag And I would let them put the toys inside the bags. And you will see how heartbreaking it is for them to pick up the toys and let it go and put them in the plastic bags. All right. And then the next thing that we did, because we had like very big plastic bags already filled up with toys and dolls, no? We drove around the city of Davao, no, and started lang, I taught them, I told the children, just get a piece of toy and hand it to any of the street kids that you see, no, as we pass along. So the first few times that you were passing, parang iiyak-iyak, bye-bye, teddy bear, bye-bye, doll, ganyan. But I think when you saw already how the kids shriek with glee, no, when you when you gave the toys, parang super happy kayo, di ba? Parang I think you were actually parang grabbing na, parang ako magbigay, ganyan. So that was a nice thing that we did then.
But I remember, I think, parang fifth year of college, we did that too. We cleaned out the clothes, we cleaned out the toys. Tapos parang that was the time na there was the fire. Yeah, there was the fire, and then there was the baha of Christmas time yun.
Yes.
So what we did was we just donated the clothes to those na apektuhan ng baha, and then the toys, we just felt like hindi siya super relevant to those that are affected. They need the clothes more. They need food more. So what we did was, tinago na lang namin, as ginawa naming birthday tradition ko, na we pick a charity and then we give it to the kids or the orphanage.
When the children, no, especially on Christmas, when their parents are challenged, no, when you give them something, no, parang yung priceless talaga ang smile na nakikita mo.
Yeah, so I think I remember a few toys na super loved talaga nung when I was younger, and then just outgrow things and then you give it away, diba? Kasi you've loved it, you've had your fun with it, and you think it's time for these toys to move on, to be loved by other people. And then I remember, Mom, I have like a few toys in my mind na alam ko nabigay natin somewhere. Yun. So whenever I go on, let's say you watch things on YouTube or you go watch movies, oh my God, that's my toy. I gave it away. Ganun lang ba? And it's just, it's really heartwarming lang. It's kind of sad. I had a lot of memories with those toys, with those things, but it's heartwarming talaga siya na a lot of people or children can enjoy it.
Yes,
they're happy about it.
It brought happiness to other people.
Yes.
No?
You get to share that.
And for us also to understand na material lang yan. No? So, and this one, we can easily just share. All right? Okay. Now, so this Christmas also, as I said, maybe, a time that we can, hindi natin din, may mga tao na we cannot spend Christmas with this time, right? So those who are away or those who may have left us, no, and those who went home, no, and cannot be with us anymore. And so we pray for those loved ones as well. No, so no, so they went to the ultimate home talaga. All right, so yan. Okay.
Ma'am, I'd just like to ask you. So, for example, for those people or for those who are unable to give physical gifts talaga, you've mentioned kanina na what they can do is they can just reach out, ganyan.
Yes.
But aside from those, what are other non-material things that people can do for Christmas or for the holidays while they are here?
Non-material for other people, you're saying?
Yeah, for other people. I'd like to add lang, ako, medyo purita ako konti ngayon eh. Pinag-ipunan ko talaga na umuwi ako. So what I do is, one of my love languages kasi is to spend time in acts of service.
Yeah.
So what I do is, especially with my friends, we just spend time together. We go out, we have dinner. I especially love errand dates. We go out, like me and Ren, me and Ella, me and Anne, we go out and, mag-grocery tayo.
Send you on an errand.
Yeah, may errands yung mami, yung pabili ng cake, ikaw mag-drive sa akin, ha? So, bibili natin ang gagawin. So, that in itself,
It's a gift.
yeah, it's a gift. Kasi we're not very big kasi my friend group. We're not, only recently, we started giving gifts talaga kasi may sweldo na eh, gano'n. But before talaga, it's just enough na you spend time with that person.
Yes.
And especially yung super high school na thing na you write letters to your
Actually,
friends.
that I was about to say, I know of somebody, no, who stuck to the tradition really of really writing Christmas cards.
I
Hindi yung
remember
parang to Sandy, Merry Christmas, love, hindi ganon. Parang long Christmas cards, Christmas messages talaga. And it was very, very touching. Kasi, di ba, like, meron siyang sinasabi na na-observe niya during the year with you. And, parang, oh, wow, this girl is really spends time writing. And ang dami kaya na binibigyan niya noon. So, yeah, that's one tradition that we shouldn't, forget. Maganda din yun, no?
It's very inexpensive.
Yes.
But it's very personal.
And
talaga.
meaningful at this
And meaningful at
time.
the same time. Kasi, material things, they can just like, masisira lang yan, yung pagkain na uubos, yung binibigay natin na wine, di ba? Lalasing lang yung mga tao. I mean, they just, mawawala din, mauubos din yan. But these heartfelt moments, these meaningful moments, nakikip yan. I'm sure most of you guys, you have like a box under your
Old
bed of
letters.
old letters, yung mga memories ninyo.
Yes.
Diba? You have that. I have that. I have a box of,
You do?
yeah, I have a box of letters from friends in high school, o ganyan, yung mga palangka-palangka. And it's something na up to this day, you still keep, you still remember.
Correct.
Oo.
And, okay, isa pa. May mga tao ngayon, Sans, na who are very lonely, and cannot go home. And I'm talking about our senior, our geriatric patients, no? Old people are, who are in home for the aged, no? Who are away from their family, no? And marami naman sa kanila pinupuntahan pa rin ng family, but definitely there are those na hindi na nabibisita, no? Hindi na nakukumusta. So can you imagine during the holidays they're alone, no? And away and finding a way for their family sana na mag-visit. So if you would have time, no, baka pwede din yun, no? You can drop by, no? But of course, follow health protocols because baka ikaw pa ang mag-give ng COVID sa kanila. But, it's a good thing also to be reaching out to these people.
Because these times, Mom, these are unnatural times that we are in, di ba? There's a lot of new normals that we have,
To
new
follow.
protocols at
Yes.
work, di ba? Most of us are work from home, most of us kay virtual, di ba? So, why not switch it up this year? So the normal traditions that we have, maybe it's time to have new traditions na hindi lang siya centered towards you receiving things, but it could be na you giving gifts or giving back to the community that we are in. So number one dyan, yung typhoon survivors or yung naapektuhan ng typhoon. Second are those charities, those organizations that give back to the less privileged people. So maybe that's something na people can look into.
Yes.
Blessed tayo ngayon, may 13th month pay, may 14th month pay. Dami kong pera, saan ko to wawaldasin? I'll give back to charity. Charot!
Sana all,
Yeah.
Sans. Okay, so Doc Mike is saying,
Sabi ni Doc Mike, what can you say sa gift of self/presence or need talaga may physical gift? Okay, so Mom, what's your opinion on that?
when I was younger, I would really say dapat may physical gift. But now, with all the experience that I've had in life, what is very important is just to have that loved one with you around. That's very basic. All the rest, pwede nang wala. Pwede nang talaga. So, it's very difficult. Like when they ask me, Mom, what do you want for Christmas? Or Mom, what do you want for your birthday? Nothing.
She always says peace on earth.
Peace on earth. Because, things kasi you can just find anywhere, di ba? And you can buy for yourself, di ba? But having that person spend time with you is something na hindi mo mabili.
Ako personally, I'm trying to outgrow that idea of being materialistic. Kasi the bata, or younger, you really want things. You really want things. Things are great. Things are really great. But right now, since we are living in in unnatural times, presence is enough. Words of love are enough. Na you just make that person feel na they are secure and they are loved, they are missed. Ganon yung feeling. But ako personally, I'd like, pwede ba siya na you end in the middle? Na the gift could be, a material gift could be inexpensive, But yun nga, a lot of thought went into the gift.
Comes with it.
Yeah. Oo.
And actually, there are new traditions that are coming up. Like in our family, the new traditions of
The charcuterie board.
no, not
That's a
that.
tradition. Oh my God, I'd like to share.
No,
I'd like to share. Before Christmas talaga is you have that roast chicken. Di ba uso noon yung turbo chicken? No, turbo yun. Ngayon air fried na, di ba? So we had our lasagna. And Christmas is also an opportunity for my mom to try out new dishes na hindi niya matry out sa family because during the year, she's working.
Yeah.
So, shock na lang kami on Christmas Day. Oh, what's this, mom? Oh, that's paella. Oh, it's paella. For the first time, it's paella. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. Pero it's opportunity talaga to
It's a
try
cook
out.
fest tradition talaga
One
for
time,
Christmas.
we tried charcuterie boards. Diba? Yung hindi pa uso yung charcuterie boards, si mama nagpa-uso sa bahay. So we had the charcuterie boards, social, di ba? Post sa Instagram, ang daming mga cheese. So, socialan. So right now, I think this is like the 4th, 5th year coming na we have charcuterie boards at Christmas. Also, actually, kanina kakauwi ko lang from SNR. Pinabili ako ng mga sausage. Pinabili ako ng mga cheese.
If I would have time to do that, what is important is you're
You,
here.
you pass down the tradition to Ate Gaby. Ate Gaby na lang, wag ako please.
What I was saying, no, not charcuterie board, not that tradition. I'm just saying that because we have to adjust to the times, no? So the new tradition that's coming up is really Zoom. Having meetings online. And I think in the past ilang months na ba? 8 months na ba? Yung nightly rosaries natin, no? And it's really, it's really just like having the whole family there. So unlike before that you get to see your sisters, my sisters and my mom only say for special occasions. I get in touch with them for special occasions, but now it's almost nightly. They're just there, no? So that means we're having Christmas Eve actually spending together online. All right, so that's a new tradition, right?
Yung bagong tradition sa work especially is we have our virtual Christmas parties.
Yes.
And it's like, it's very new kasi how can you have games on Zoom? How can you have like dinner on Zoom? Sabay-sabay yung kain. So medyo, very, very maalam talaga yung mga companies ngayon. So what they do is they send you a budget, you buy food. Yeah, you buy food, and then you just have the food ready by 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And then you just eat together. So it's just hindi naman sa forced ka, but you have an avenue to be creative talaga, especially ngayon. But we're still holding on to the hope that hopefully by next year or in the years, hopefully in the next year or the year after that, things would be slowly go back to normal.
Yeah. So Coach Loretta is saying, I still kept the Christmas card sent to me. Wow.
That's nice, Mom. Do you keep the Christmas card sent to you? I think you have like the box of yung na-share mo kanina of that person who sent you Christmas gifts. Because I remember whenever we'd receive that, nababasa ko din yan.
Yes.
Kasi may mga pictures, right?
Yes.
And even though the letter was not addressed to me.
Tita Charisma.
Yeah. So even if it was not addressed to me, it was for Mom. Reading it, ang sweet. That's so meaningful.
Yes, so meaningful.
She keeps
and there's also somebody else at work who really does it. Yung handwritten.
Oh, wow.
It's very nice. It's very touching.
So yung for me lang na, even if I'm not the one who's receiving it, ang heartfelt lang na they took the time out of their very busy lives, out of their very busy schedules to write this message to people.
Yes.
Diba? Ang ganda lang.
So since we've been talking about traditions, we're talking about the things that we look forward to for Christmas, diba? But I hope we don't forget, no, the reason of the season, no? It's really the coming of Jesus Christ's hands, no? And that is why we try really very hard, and I think all of you also there watching us, that we make also Christmas meaningful for people out there, for other people, no, not only for us, no, because that is actually what Jesus Christ has taught us when he came in. The gift is he actually gave his own life for us, no? And that in itself is the greatest gift. And kahit man lang siguro sa pakonte-konte na ways that we are doing, we're also spreading that gift to others. So yeah, and that can actually really make very, very meaningful Christmas for all of us. One tradition that you mentioned earlier, right? It's actually the mass.
Yes.
No, the mass before Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Right.
Go to mass like around when the sun's down, na mga 6 ata eh, 6.
Yes.
We finish around 7, 8, and then we have dinner at
Christmas
around
mass.
10.
Yes.
That's what we do is you thank God. You thank God for all the blessings that you have for
And we
the
have a lot to
year.
be thankful
Yes,
for
a
this
lot to be
year,
thankful
because
for.
we're able to come home.
Yes, and
Yes.
also blessings that you are looking forward to for not only you but for your family and for people around you for the year that's coming.
Yes.
So in the end, although now we are taught talaga na to be thankful of everything that we have, no? Not only us, dapat spread natin yun.
Spread that feeling that of gratitude. No?
So actually, Mama ka Swiftie kasi talaga ako eh. Taylor Swift ako. And I just remember, there's this, she has a song about Christmas. So I just don't memorize it, but there's this line na something real and not superficial. So here's to the birthday boy who saved our lives.
Wow.
Christmas must be something more.
Yes.
So, yung mga Christmas parties natin noon, pabonggahan ng mga gifts, na mga
Yes.
outfits, aurahan. Bongga din tayo ng giving back to
Giving
other
back.
people.
Correct. And especially for those who really, really need it, no? Especially at this time. All right. So I think we can wrap up. We only have 1 more minute to go, Sandy.
Yes.
Would you like to say something? Yep.
So, for me lang naman, thank you, Mom, and kay Daddy na super busy join us tonight, and for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts and to be with my mom, my very pretty mom tonight. Thank you to everyone who joined in, logged in, commented, shared their thoughts and their stories with us. We're hoping that for our next session or the sessions for 2022, will still be joining us.
Of course. No? And Sandy, thank you for standing in for your dad. No? And thank you for really pushing na uwi ka for Christmas. No? And no? And everyone, I wish you all, we from the team Quintanar, from family Quintanar, we're really wishing you a very, very Merry Christmas. It's one that is very meaningful to you and for the people around you. No? And we'd like to invite you, no, next week on another Choose Family Tuesday episode. All right, and it's going to be another very interesting topic. Okay, so see you all. Thank you for being with us tonight. Goodbye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.